Hopefully you saw my previous video, which I did with my delightful, smiling, excited, energetic granddaughter, talking a little bit about evolution. There was a lot of pushback on that video, and I'd like to do some individual follow-ups, taking a piece at a time. According to this tree of evolution, and I believe it is the current evolutionary thought, that man and apes ascended from a common ancestor. And this node right here, the common ancestor from which they ascended, is empty. But just looking at the evolutionary line up to Homo sapiens, we have a few candidates. One of them is Australopithecus, found in Africa, I believe, by Louis Leakey and followed up by his son Richard Leakey. Australopithecus is thought to be a precursor to man in that it walked erect and also had teeth that were more like man than they were like the apes. Whether the Australopithecines walked erect is a matter of debate. There are scientists who believe that this was a knuckle walker. After all, the apes can walk upright. They generally don't. And the thing about the teeth is one of the main things that paleontologists use to place this in the line to modern man. But teeth like that can be found today in a particular species of baboon. So that is evidence of being a precursor to man only if you have extreme bias to want that to be evidence. And I'll say at this point that anyone who thinks that evolutionary paleontologists work without bias is hyper naive. The desire to find evidence to fill the holes in this is enormous. Let's talk about another one. Let's talk about Neanderthal. A major aspect of Neanderthal that paleontologists place it prior to modern man is the shape of the skull. It does have a skull cavity roughly equal to that of modern man, but the skull, the profile, it goes like this, with large bones over the eyes. Let me give you a personal thought on that. I was watching a show once where an actress was shown in profile, and I noticed, it stuck out to me that her profile was very slanted. Forehead back, the jaw forward. That prompted me to watch other actresses when seen from profile, and there's a variety. There is, like I showed you with the slant, there is kind of a flat face profile. The large bones over the eyes, I've seen that too. The fact is, in modern man, there is a great deal of variety, and in modern mankind, we can find all the characteristics that are used to define Neanderthal. And further study of Neanderthal shows they were skilled hunters. They were artistic. They were religious. And to cap it all off, we, depending on what part of the country and what race we are, have 2% to 6% Neanderthal DNA in us, meaning Neanderthal and what is termed modern man or Homo sapiens interbred. And I would say even the ability to do that makes Neanderthal the same species as modern man. So though an evolutionary paleontologist would say that those particular parts in the evolutionary tree toward man have elements that are pasted in, those elements are very nebulous. Even the ones that are pasted in are arguable, even among evolutionists. And I'll say again, that node where apes and man diverge is empty.